Being alone is like a tiger in the green forest, possessing unique qualities that ordinary people do not have. Being in a group is also like gathering stars in the sky. You may not know where you are. You always shine for others but lose yourself. Only when you are alone do you know who you really are and what you want. Being alone is like a tiger in the green forest. Being alone is like a tiger in the green forest choosing to go alone, dominating the world. The roar shakes the green forest, majestic and powerful, causing birds to panic and deer to fear. Being in a group and being alone are always two different life choices. However, among these two choices, the majority of people choose the former and do not like the latter. A researcher once conducted a survey in schools and workplaces. The content of the survey was, how would you choose between being in a group and being alone? The researcher found that most students in school choose to be sociable. In their view, if you are not in a group, you will be ostracized by your classmates, and you will be easily isolated and bullied. When asked why they chose to join a group and what they achieved, most of them did not know why they wanted to join the group. They just thought that they could not fall behind, and they did not know the rest. Similarly, at work, most employees say that if they are not in a group, they will be easily calculated by others and become a thorn in the eyes of others. According to them, people who are alone are often very strange. Is it true that people who like to be alone are not sociable? In this society, most of us choose to be in a group, but we do not know the meaning of being in a group. Conversely, people often dislike those who like to be alone, thinking they are not sociable. So who are these people who like to be alone? In fact, those who like to be alone always know what they want. Someone once said, if a person doesn't even know what they want to pursue, then sooner or later that person will become a puppet. Just like those who join groups blindly, they don't know what the benefits of this are. They just think that if others join, then they also join. If not, they will feel insecure. This kind of mentality is very common in life. On the contrary, those who like to be alone can calm down and think about their goals in life, plan for the future. They understand very well what they want. Being alone seems very lonely, but behind this loneliness we discover, a lonely tiger has a goal, and in the end it hunts down the flock of sheep grazing carelessly. Is it true that people who like solitude often don't care what others think of them? Deep down, everyone has a desire to be respected by others. Because of this mentality, almost everyone wants to express themselves, want others to know their existence, do not want to become a pitiful person in some dark corner. However, if you keep thinking like that, you will easily lose yourself. There are many prejudices in this world. Whether you are sociable or not, you will be laughed at and criticized by others. If so, why don't we live for ourselves? How can you know what kind of person you are and what kind of life you need if you have never been alone? People who like to be alone will value their time more and will not want to waste it on others. Therefore, they all work hard in silence, spend time honing themselves and achieving themselves. If a person wants to achieve something, the first thing they must do is to be able to endure loneliness. So it is said that people who like solitude are not too strange. They have their own opinions and thoughts. It's just that they are solitary beasts, with a strong inner self. They don't need the help of the crowd. But on the contrary, people need their help. Unique characteristics are only possessed by those who like to be alone. Research has shown that if you feel happy spending a lot of time alone, separate from others, it's not that you are lonely, but just that your IQ is too high. Psychologists believe that intelligent people usually spend very little time socializing. They are busy with long-term goals. They don't want to waste time on activities they don't find interesting and don't lead to the desired results. Many people like to be alone not because their minds are monotonous, but in fact, their minds are wiser when they are alone. Number 1. They do not waste time on pleasure-seeking matters. In their work, they always make the most effective use of their time and do not want to be forever clowns, entertainers, or pleasure seekers. Their big goal is to exploit their full potential. Therefore, the conversations they are interested in participating in must stimulate development, broaden thinking, and give them interesting experiences. Even if no one forces them, even if their achievements have always been superior to others, they always push themselves to be more creative. They never care about rewardless and penaltyless chats. Only intellectual conversations are the most appealing and curious gifts for them. People who like to develop always look for new opportunities. They participate in conversations to know how far others have developed, and also to prove that they are not inferior. Number 2. People who like to be alone are very intelligent. Why do they like to act alone? Why do they like to go out alone instead of going with friends? An intelligent brain will encourage intelligent actions. Many studies show that people with high IQs usually spend very little time interacting with the outside world and focus on their own long-term goals. They don't want to waste time on frivolous activities that don't lead to the results they want. Number 3. They are very good at reading other people's emotions. Because they have spent a lot of time understanding themselves, reading other people's emotions is very easy for them. Sometimes they even understand others better than themselves. They like to delve into other people's minds to see what valuable things they will discover. People who like to be alone like to explore the world around them in many deep layers. Therefore, even if they don't talk much, don't ask much, they know a lot about others and can completely conquer the other person with deep conversations, with a psychological brain that makes people startled. Number 4. They never feel bored. It seems that living alone is lonely, autistic, but those who live alone have a very objective view of life. They are very easy to please and do not need to have continuous stimulating activities. They never feel bored just because there is no one to talk to, no place to play. Their mind is already a bustling and busy world. They live very selectively. Not many things can affect their minds, so their inner selves are very clear and peaceful, not easily shaken. They always simplify all problems, instead of liking to drama things that are not yet clear. Number 5. Their happiness comes from the encouragement deep inside. In life, everyone has a source, a motivation that gives them the spirit to continue their life. But if you keep looking at others, how can you be happy in the long run? People who live alone often delve into their inner selves to find their happiness. They spend time connecting with their inner selves, which helps them adapt and balance in all circumstances. When the inner self is balanced, the impact from the outside is just like the wind blowing clouds. Specifically, people who live alone inherently do not need anyone's recognition. They don't need to have worshippers, praise, give money for gold, then only feel they are king. No one needs to give them happiness. Living alone is their greatest happiness already. In fact, they handle emotions at a deeper level and they themselves have been a king of a realm. The majority think that being alone is lonely, is self-isolating from society, is eccentric, autistic. In fact, people who can live alone are the most free and talented people. If you also like living alone, then congratulations, because there are many people who are lost without knowing what they want, so their concentration is scattered, making them unable to succeed and also have no real power.